This just in.
Oh my God, this is some breaking news right now. We have our first version of the Preservation Evoker abilities and a little bit of animation and gameplay in WoW Dragonflight. It's basically just come out on Wowhead right now. Preservation Evoker is basically the healing spec of the new class in Dragonflight Evoker. And man, we are looking at this for the first time, so this is not analyzed whatsoever. We're just gonna do it together with you. Okay, so let's get into it. Start off with the mastery.
Oh my God, this is so cool. So healing done to allies is increased by 40%, which is, you know, a relative number. It's gonna change depending on your gear, while their health percentage is lower than your own. And I cannot help but associate this with how Alex Straza is in Heroes of the Storm as a champion, also as a healer, where she heals based on people's percentage HP.
Yeah.
So I think this is a bunch of inspiration taken from there.
You will see a lot of, if you play Heroes of the Storm, you're gonna see basically a lot of, like, you know, color schemes and graphics from there, and also a couple of mechanics. The lower the people are, the more heal you're gonna do to them, which is very interesting.
That's exciting. I mean, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Resto Shaman, where the lower the HP is, the more crit you can do, healing you can do.
This is more direct numbers.
We'll see. Yeah, this is probably a little bit better because you don't rely on that proc to heal, and the ratio is awakened. Increase your mastery by a flat percentage. This is
very exciting, Flame.
It's a little bit boring, and also it's a little bit dangerous because as opposed to, let's say, orcs that have attack power and trolls that have haste, which is a little bit more general, mastery is very related to the spec itself. So obviously this is Evoker. I don't know exactly how this is going to affect the DPS version, because if mastery is stronger for one or the other, maybe there's going to be some weird implications with the ratio. However, makes your mastery better. So we'll see exactly how important that is, because we know already from certain specs mastery is not the best.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. Going into, like, I'm just gonna go a little bit back to the mastery. So at a first glance, it seems cool. However, I don't know how much you would want your party to be as low as possible for you to get those big healing numbers, right?
That's the point.
It's I mean, yeah, you're gonna have bigger numbers when they're lower, but if this mastery it will be broken in some way, or, you know, the numbers from it will just be bonkers, it's gonna be time for some cheesiness in some scenarios. I can totally see that happening. But let's move on to the first ability here, which is a DPS one from what I'm reading. This is called Azure Strike. I think you can make that.
Yeah, we can make this big. So Azure Strike, this is the animation that we have for it.
Yeah, this animation is basically project intense energy onto two enemies, dealing flat percentage of spell power, spell frost damage to them.
Spell frost?
Yeah, spell frost. This is spell frost damage. Don't know exactly what that is so far, but...
Well, the animations are very reminiscent of Azure animations if you look at it. It's like the color scheme is a little bit different. It has some, like, purple indigo there, whatever that is, slightly pink. But I can just put this on a loop, actually. It reminds you, the pops of smoke of Azurite, if you recall from BFA. So it's not like necessarily new animations.
No, it's not.
But it's looking nice.
It's nice. I mean, this is by far not the most explosive or most eye candy of them all, but it's nice to have, their old individual stuff. And again, this is for the healing class, and it does have a cleave ability, more or less, right? This that 2 targets hit. What else do we have here? We have Unravel, which is for the blue dragon school. Sunder an enemy's protective magic, dealing 500% of spell power, spell frost damage to absorb shields. Very interesting, this one, because this basically will deal a lot of damage to shields. Like, if you're gonna have...
Dude.
Like, okay, I can see this in PvP 1. But if they were gonna have like encounters, dungeons, and raids where a lot of the mobs or bosses have some weird shields on them, I can totally see this being really, really cool.
That's what's interesting about it, is because if you recall, when they added demon hunters back in Legion, they had a couple of specific mechanics that were really weird, but they worked with pretty much the entire Legion content, especially the demon synergies that they had by killing and attacking demons. So this could probably hint at some different kinds of PvE encounters, because obviously this works in PvP without question, but in PvE, we have a couple of situations now where bosses and things get a shield, not predominantly good, but since this is a 9-second cooldown, because you would think of this as something like Shattering Throw from Warrior, but that's like, I don't know, 2 or 3 minute cooldown if I recall, which is very situational, but you can only use it every so often anyway. But this seems like a core of your rotation, so it's likely that we're gonna see more PvE mechanics where things are just gonna get absorb shields on them.
All right, and now time for one of the coolest things I've seen
I'll
so
put it up.
far.
I'll put it up.
This is Deep Breath. So this is from the Black Dragon School. Take in a deep breath and fly to the targeted location. You're gonna see the telegraphed ability, spewing molten cinders, dealing 4 volcanic damage to enemies in your path.
Oh,
look at that shit.
That looks so good.
Yeah, well, you are immune to movement impairing and loss of control effects while flying. This has a 2-minute cooldown.
Dude.
This is so because you can basically like prolong it, elongate it, and it looks amazing. This is still DPS abilities. We didn't even get to the healing stuff. This is the healing spec, by the way.
Well, I would assume they shared these spells with the DPS spec as well, so we could probably assume. But
look at
that. It adds. I totally love this new charge system because it adds a dynamic to combat that we've been kind of craving, because the combat has been pretty much consistent and still a little bit ancient for the longest time, and which is maybe one of WoW's.
It's a beauty to see. We're gonna have to wait and analyze what the exact numbers look like. But just judging from a mobility / fantasy perspective, it's pretty dope.
It's basically Frostworm Spirit from DK, but you are the actual.
Yeah, you are the. All right, let's move along to Disintegrate. This is from the Blue Dragon School. It consumes 3 essences. So yeah, we're gonna have like combo points, which are like essences, like another resource for the evokers. So tear into an enemy with a blast of blue magic, inflicting 9 spell frost damage over 3 seconds and slowing their movement speed by 30% for 3 seconds. Definitely can see this again in PvP being pretty dope as with the slow. Kind of reminds me of a little bit of Frost Mage over there, like Ray of Frost, more or less. Not the most exciting thing, but still.
I mean, what's actually more exciting about this is the essence system. If you look on when it casts, you have the essence which kind of look like Chi from Monk and runes from DKs.
Yeah.
They get consumed in chunks, but they regenerate as well, whereas monks generate Chi manually by, using abilities. These seem to regenerate by themselves, which is maybe a combination of the two. But let's see what else.
No details too much on the resource, but it does appear to be like that, combination between Chi and runes. Next on the list is Firebread. This is from the Red Dragon School. Inhale, stoking your inner flame. Release to exhale, burning enemies in a cone in front of you for fire damage. Deals reduced damage beyond 5 targets. Blah 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 blah.
I'm popping it right now.
All right, so this is another telegraph thing, and the longer you keep it, the bigger the damage will be. So that's how it looks. And
man, but
you can release it earlier. That's the thing, right? So this is the mechanic of the evoker. Like when you can, like the first one deals, like we have the numbers here, right? So the first one deals 12 damage, the second one deals 24 damage, and the third 36. While the fourth is like the longest, you keep it like for the longest time. That deals the max damage.
And we have if this casts again, we even have a charge bar that you can see right underneath the character when it goes off, like this little charge. You can see that, and then you blast it off, and it seems like obviously these might be just Shadowlands level numbers, because everything is scaled to level 66 actually is this dragon, but it's looking pretty good, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, hype. That's what it's hype for all of this. Next up on the list, another Red Dragon School spell here, Living Flame. That's you. Send a flickering flame towards your target, dealing blah 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 spell power, fire damage to an enemy, or healing an ally for more of that spell power.
They actually have the tooltip. So the Preservation is the heal, and the Devastation, which is the DPS one, will have the pure damage. Let's see how this looks. I think this is from the Preservation one, though. The animation, that is.
This is on the target. So that's with the damage, and now it's with the heal.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
I mean, it's,
so this feels like the generic fireball and healing ball, whatever.
Yeah, healing ball. Hello. Okay, let's go into like now preservation healing abilities 100%, right? So the first one on the list is Emerald Blossom. Will consume 3 essences. and grow a bulb from the Emerald Dream at an ally's location. After 2 seconds, heal up to 3 injured allies within 10 yards for this amount of spell power. And at rank 2, this will cost 2 essence, but no longer have a cooldown.
Oh man, this looks so good.
It's amazing. It has that Emerald Dream feeling. Definitely Alexstrasza vibe, you know, with the color scheme.
They've been working on the animations, because on the reveal this looked like the druid whatever green
Blossom,
thing that you stay on the ground, but they've been clearly working on the animations, and this is definitely more emerald, whereas the druid one is kind of really greenish. And it looks so fucking awesome. I wonder how our RPCs are gonna crash again in raids when you have a bunch of these guys.
Get ready, boys. Moving along to the next one, next healing ability. It's called Echo. Consumes 2 essence, and it describes as wrap an ally with temporal energy, healing them for this amount of spell power, and causing your next non-echo healing spell to cast an additional time on that ally at 70% of the normal healing. Now let's take a look.
All right, so that's 10k heal on that dude, 5k, but I think the 10k was crit though.
Could possibly be it.
Oh,
no, there you go.
What? Wow, I want to read that again. Okay, so
that's Echo.
So Echo, wrap an ally with temporal energy, healing them for whatever, and cause your next non-echo healing spell to cast an additional time on that ally. So it blends the Mistweaver renewing mist when you put the mist on the target, and whenever you cast Vivify, it duplicates on that. So it feels like it's this, but this works for any healing spell. And I mean, this is only so far what we know of the healing spells available. Who knows what's next? But this.
What's next? I'll tell you what's next. It's called Reversion. Reverse an ally's injuries, healing them for 36. This is healing them for a generic number over 12 seconds. When Reversion critically heals, the duration counts up by 2 seconds, and this has a 9-second cooldown.
All right, let's see how this works.
Let's see how it looks. It's not very nice bubbly thing over there.
Okay, so it's using it on itself. Okay.
Yeah, it's basically a heal over time. I don't see any other animation rather than the first one. There you go. Boom.
Kind of feels like a slight renew. I'm trying to look at the combat log.
It's a heal over time for sure.
Yeah, but it feels particularly strong. Obviously, these are just generic numbers.
We cannot talk about numbers right now. So
for the numbers that it is, this is the strongest HOD that I have seen so far in the game. If we're gonna just be talking, you know, relatively towards against all the other numbers that we've seen so far. Like usually HODs are very minute numbers that just stick for a long time. Yep. This is like big fat chunks of HODs.
It looks fatty. Okay. Are you ready for another looker?
Oh, another breath. Let's go, baby.
Dream breath. Inhale, gathering the power of the dream. Release to exhale, healing 5 injured allies in a 30-yard cone in front of you. 25-second cooldown. Again, the same mechanics. The longer you hold, the more it will heal. Let's check it out. It's a goddamn eye candy. Ooh, so you can see the projected thing.
Man, this range is so high. Whoa, oh, come on. That's cool,
beautiful,
man.
It's beautiful.
It's fucking awesome.
Still super thematic with the Emerald Dream and the color scheme and everything. It just feels the right way. Man, I cannot wait to get my hands on some Alpha and play some of this.
Wait. Okay, I think this is something new. Look at the whatever pet that is. It gets a little outline to show that it's within the range.
It's in that range where you get targeted by the actual spell. Pretty cool. Awesome stuff, man.
They're doing some things with the animations now.
Yeah, man. Okay, now next up we have Rewind. Rewind 50% of the damage taken in the last 5 seconds by all allies within 40 yards.
This is a bronze dragonflight.
Yeah, for sure. It's there. It's the theme. Okay, so any heals for at least generic number. Healing is increased by 100% when not in the raid. Ooh, so not in the raid. So this could potentially be very huge for Mythic Plus. Oh, look at that.
This is weird. This is time magic. Time magic doesn't look impressive, but it takes a little while to understand the mechanics. I think this is basically what people have been asking for so long. Time-related magic. Obviously, they asked in the sense of a mage, but it's okay. So you rewind 50% of the damage taken in the last 5 seconds. Okay, we have similar mechanics. Within 40 yards, always heals for at least blah blah blah, and it's doubled in a dungeon. I think this is. The double in a dungeon is kind of like Tranquility, I believe, from Resto Druid, where I feel like it does a little bit more if it's on fewer targets. And this rewind 50% damage taken. So basically, you heal for 50% damage that the targets have taken in the last 5 seconds. This is similar to Death Strikes from Blood Decay, where you heal for a percentage of the damage that you took in the last 5 seconds. It's not, you know, a hit with a weapon, but it's a cast. So the mechanic is there. Obviously, they have the script to make it work. So this is really cool.
Yeah, very cool indeed. So far, so good. Okay, next up on the list, Spirit Bloom. Divert spiritual energy, healing an ally for generic amount of spell power. Splits to injured allies within 25 yards when empowered. Again, this is not like Telegraph, but you still have that empowered thing where when you wait longer and longer to cast, it will be a lot stronger, right? So let me see how it looks.
It's modest.
I mean, yeah, you can definitely see. I mean, if you're gonna have an example where there's a lot more people in there, then it will definitely look, you know, you're gonna see all of those emerald.
It's capped at, yeah, it's each ally is 1 charge of the spell, an addition. 500 spell power seems pretty considerable. I think the
I'm just calling it generic. I cannot look at that shit.
Yeah, well, obviously they can change it, but in terms of like the overall, because we can expect this is like a mini heal. But if we look back, I think at the 2-minute Fire Breath charge in and deal all the damage, that's a big DPS cooldown. That's also around 500 spell power. So this is pretty much a lot of potential healing.
Oh yeah. Okay. Next up, another cool one. This is called Rescue. Where I can definitely see this happening very often in arenas. Fly to an ally and heal them for this generic amount of spell power. 24-second cooldown. Class talent. So this is part of the talent tree. Okay. Ooh. So look at that. Bam.
Ah, that's so cool. It's like the reverse leap from priests.
Yeah, and you actually like get there and heal them and stuff. And you can also, like, if they're gonna have some CCs or whatever, and you know, they can make some plays happen with this ability, no problemo.
Again, this reminds me of Heroes of the Storm Brightwings mechanic, where you jump to an ally and you heal them. What's the cooldown on this? Because this seems really cool. Oh shit, this is really cool. Oh, fuck. Can you imagine being in a raid and having like 2 or 3 of these guys just jumping around all over the place and healing people? That can be so cool to look at.
Okay, moving along, Temporal Anomaly. Again, bronze. Send forward a vortex of temporal energy, healing 3 injured allies within 15 yards every 1 second for this amount of spell power. It will last 8 seconds on a 6-second cooldown. This is a preservation talent. So that's how it looks.
Oh, it has collision. Okay, with terrain.
Yeah,
interesting. But this is, I guess, this is the crux of the bronze magic animations.
Look at that.
It's looking pretty cool.
And somebody walks
it looks so
there.
clean and sexy.
Yeah, looking fresh. Okay, let's move along to another telegraphed ability. This is called Dream Flight. Take a deep breath and fly to the targeted location. Okay, so this is the DPS version. The DPS version transformed into healing. Look at it. I'm gonna let Flame watch this beauty in action. So look at that. This is Alex Straza.
Oh my God.
Alex Straza from Heroes of the Storm 100%.
This is looking so good, dude.
Yeah, so it heals all allies in your path for a big amount of spell power immediately and over 25 seconds and 25 over 15 seconds. So it has an immediate heal, but also a hot. Okay, it's on a 1-minute cooldown. It's in the preservation talents.
Oh my God! Beautiful. But the range is so big.
You can you can actually make it longer or shorter, right? That's the thing. So you can go. I don't know how far it goes. That looks a little bit bonkers.
It looks like 50 to 60 yards range.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move along to Stasis. The Stasis ability is very unique and deserves its own section. This is what Wowhead wrote here. When activated, Stasis will remember the next 3 helpful skills cast that aren't rewind. You can activate Stasis again to cast the exact same 3 spells as if they were instant casts on the exact same targets in the same exact order. It's almost like building your own Convoke the Spirits. Wow, never thought about it like that. So this is the explanation they gave. This is the actual description. Causes your next 3 helpful spells to be duplicated and sorted in a time lock. You may reactivate Stasis anytime within 30 seconds to quickly unleash their magic. 1.5-minute cooldown.
Alright, so that's the bloom thing, the AoE.
So now it casts the spells, right? So now, as you can see the 3 things that they remembered, then when they activate it again, they should all pop at the same time. There you go. That's a Convoke right there. That's cool. A manual Convoke. That's a beauty, man. Whoever thought of that, it's beautiful.
Edited Convoke. We have another one here.
Let's look at it.
What does it do here?
I think it's going to
maybe it's just using different spells. So you activate Stasis.
Yeah. You go
Emerald
on to the
Blossom.
Spells. Do that.
Then you shoot your things. Then you do another one of those.
So you should have 3 little bronze bulbs over there, right? Now it's only...
Or maybe it just did it with 2.
Yeah.
And then
there
revert.
you go. And now it
Seems like a lot of healing.
I mean, yeah, but the numbers are still there.
Yeah, not by the numbers, but like a lot of things that happen.
Yeah.
All right, activated and...
There you go.
Ooh. Oh, that's looking
awesome.
pretty
So
good,
it will enable some awesome
Fuck.
gameplay for sure, man. Okay, let's talk about the Preservation Evoker utility abilities. So there's party and raid utility of Preservation Evokers. The first one being Blessing of the Bronze. Weave the threads of time, reducing the cooldown of major movement ability for all party and raid members by 15% for 1 hour. Jesus Christ, are you kidding me?
Wait,
So this is reducing the cooldown of a major movement ability for all party members by... So for 1 hour, my steed will be 15% faster on its cooldown.
50% cooldown, yeah, like...
Or my Hand of Freedom, I'm curious now.
I think it's steed, I think it's sprint, I think it's stuff like that.
Stuff like that, yeah. Charge? Would that be a thing also?
I think rather leap maybe than charge.
But this is kind of huge, man. If you're gonna have a lot of open space in the raids and whatnot, this is wow.
This definitely feels like the old system of, raid buffs, Gift of the Wild, Greater Blessing of My, stuff like that affects everybody and changes the dynamic a little bit.
They have to make them appealing. What's next? Time dilation. Stretch time around an ally for the next 8 seconds, causing 50% of the damage they would take to instead be dealt over 8 seconds. 1 minute
This
cooldown.
is kind of like Stagger from Brewmaster.
Yeah, I was about to say stagger mechanic.
I mean, we see the animation.
It's good for tanks and stuff.
Yeah, that actually could be a really interesting time mechanic. That could be like one of my, you need to soak that meteor, take this thing on you.
For sure. Let's look at Zephyr. Conjure an updraft to lift your party members within 25 yards into the air, reducing damage taken from area of effect attacks by 20% and increasing movement speed by... This is bonkers.
Oh my god.
This is bonkers,
8 seconds?
man.
Dude, all right. This sounds ridiculous.
So... there you go. So everybody's going to be up in the air.
Oh, it's just slightly floaty. Okay, I thought it was like way up in the air.
No, but the thing is, right? So you can definitely see this as a big thing. It's reducing AoE damage by 20% and increasing movement speed by 30. This is for 8 seconds. So when you're gonna, you want to soak a big AoE ability and all the raid wants to soak or whatever. Oh man, I can totally see the evokers being asked to come into the race because of this.
What's the cooldown on this? 2 minutes. Okay, so you know what I'm curious about? When you lift everybody up, can you walk over puddles and shit and not take the damage? Does the game see you as on a different elevation level, or you just like floaty for the sake of fantasy and theme?
We'll just have to see.
Because that would be you have a middle of the room puddles and you just move all of your raid to the other side. That sounds ridiculous, man.
Jesus. But no, this is definitely bonkers. And this definitely a lot of questions to be coming. All right, we have more. Source of Magic. This is from the Blue Dragon School. Redirect your excess magic to friendly healer for 30 minutes. When you cast an empowered spell, you restore 0.5% of their maximum mana per empower level. I think this is pretty useful as well. This is like for the healer group over there. It's innervady type stuff.
I assume the animation is nothing. Oh, wait, was that the animation?
That looks very shield discipline.
And when you do this stuff, we cannot tell when it's active. I suppose it shouldn't be very flashy because it just happens in the background for 30 minutes. But I guess a lot of people liked innervates, especially as a healers. They kind of timed it. We did with our boomies, innervate the healers, right?
For sure. Next up on the list is Time Spiral. Bend time, allowing you and your allies to cast their major movement ability once in the next 30 seconds, even if it's on cooldown. What the hell is with these movement abilities?
Oh my god, I love this type of utility, man.
As a red, I'm gonna love evokers, man.
Oh shit.
So, do you have animations for this?
It's kind of clipped a little bit. It's dropping some frames in the recording.
That's the video of it.
But I mean, even in and of itself, this is amazing because we've been talking about the fact that everything is so focused on max damage, max healing, but we never really talk about so much utility in affecting the way the battleground works.
Yes.
And I feel like even as a healer, sure, it's nice to be the top of the HPS meters, but doing stuff like this, like, oh, you're stuck there, boom, now you can use your sprint or your pony and you just ride into the sunset and get out of the fire.
All right, you gotta check out next one. This is so dope. So the next one is called Fly With Me. Swoop to an ally and fly with them to a target location.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
We're gonna do this. We're gonna see it.
Oh, you have to see this.
Ooh.
So let's check it out. Check it out. The places where he has to go.
Oh no! Wait, why is it dropping the frames?
Get it back again. Get it back in. Is it from Wowhead or?
It's Wowhead. It's
get it back again. We have to see the full motion.
Maybe it's the full screen. Let's do it. Maybe it's the full screen.
Yeah. Come on, man. Show the full thing because it's a beauty.
It picked up in the area. It's kind of clipping a little bit. I mean, but the concept is really fucking cool.
Come on. Well, what is it playing on my end?
Maybe it's on my end.
Let's see. No, it's working fine. It's not Wowhead.
So maybe it's me. Let me just refresh this real quick. Fly with me, right?
Fly with me.
Oh no, this is a little bit too much. Fly with me. There we go. Okay, let's try it again.
Definitely have to show it to the good people, man.
Oh yes, there we go.
I love it.
Oh, that's
Again,
so cool. I want to see it again.
As a DK, as a red paladin, you're gonna love this.
Oh, dude.
Take me there,
Wheelchair,
please.
what?
It's gonna be a personal
I can't believe they're
Uber.
doing stuff like this, man. This is like breaking the concepts of combat and environment, and tackling the environment in a new way.
Oh yeah, beauty. Okay, let's go now into the CCs because we have CCs for the Preservation Evoker.
Sleepwalk.
So yeah, the first one is Sleepwalk. Incapacitate an enemy for 20 seconds, causing them to sleepwalk towards you. Damage has a chance of awakening them. It's on a 15-second cooldown. This reminds me of the Ari ability where you the seduce one.
You know what else? This is also from Azure, if you recall, because she kept summoning the thing that you just walked towards and you couldn't do anything. That's you sleepwalk towards the target from where you cast the spell, so you don't have to stay. It doesn't just follow you around, actually.
Yeah. Still pretty awesome. Totally can see some play, but it's incapacitate, so this will break on damage for sure. Okay, let's check out the next one. It's called Oppressing Roar. Let out a bone-shaking roar at enemies in a cone in front of you, increasing the duration of cow controls that affect them by 50% in the next 10 seconds. Whoa, so you cast this roar on the people, and then when you stun them, all that stun is
everything is 50% more. It feels
very
obviously
arena.
It looks good in PvP, but we can think about it, in Mythic Plus. So bring a big pack, you roar first, and then you do like an AoE stun, and everything is stunned for a lot longer.
Hell yeah.
This is an interesting mechanic. Like, we don't know exactly how strong these are, but this is definitely stuff that we haven't seen so far in mechanics, because when you think about demon hunters and monks, they just have AoE stuns, and that's pretty much it. This is like new concepts. It's pretty awesome.
Okay. Next one is pretty bonkers, and it looks fun as hell. So, Landslide. Conjure a path of shifting stone towards the target location, rooting enemies for 30 seconds. Damage may cancel the effect. Now check it out. I love these telegraphed abilities.
Oh,
look at that. Boom.
Oh man, it looks so good. Oh, we need to buy new PCs.
And all these telegraphed animations, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. So basically a route, right? And it will involve some skill, because you'll have to meet up specific mechanics or movements, and an arena is gonna be definitely a skill requirement to be able to pull it off.
It doesn't do any damage. It's just pure CC.
Yeah, pure CC, but it looks great, and I can totally see it being useful in a lot of situations. Next up, Tail Swipe.
All right.
Classic dragon.
But you're in a humanoid, Marcelian. Where's the tail?
Well, we'll see. Lash out with your tail, knocking enemies within 6 yards into the air. 1.5 minute cooldown. So let's see how it looks.
So you probably transform into the Dractyr form when you activate the spell. Oh, hello.
Okay, the animation wasn't that impressive.
I didn't see the tails. Oh, hello. There you go.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was the transformation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it transforms into the dragon.
Wing buffet. Okay, you press. Maybe that's something different. You just need to transform into the Dractyr.
And here's the tail swipe. Pew.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, sure. It's funny. It looks funny because there's a cow in there as well.
It's on a 1.5 minute
guys,
cooldown.
That's a Tauren.
Okay. Oh, no, these are both the abilities. So it's racial abilities.
Yeah. Wing buffet and tail swipe. Wing buffet was with a powerful flap of your wings, knock away enemies in front of you.
Dude, Torrents have like one AoE stun really close next to them. What is this? This is pretty good, man.
It's different. It's different. That's what we love about it.
Also a lot. Oh my god, everybody's going to be playing Dragtheers.
They have to sell it somehow, right? Okay, we have next Preservation Evoker combat utility abilities in Dragonflight. So this is hover, launch yourself, and gain 30% increased movement speed for 6 seconds. I think we saw this in the presentation. Allows Evoker spells to be cast while moving. Does not affect Empower spells.
Oh shit, so, man. Every caster in the history of RPGs and MMOs have loved abilities that made them cast while moving. Warlocks are still crying over their, what is it, Mark of Kill Jin or whatever, where they could cast while moving.
Yeah, well, this is for a short duration, but still you have to remember you are a dragon, so you will be able to hover and use your wings and fly around, which is pretty awesome. And the fact that you can cast spells on the move, another big bonus.
It's still interesting, man. This hover mechanic, they could just call it whatever, but they call it hover. I have a feeling that you might be able to dodge puddles on the ground if you can hover over. That would actually complete the cycle.
Yes. Next up, tip of the scales. Compress time to make your next Empower spell cast instantly as its maximum Empower level. So
so this is like Presence of the Mind.
Yeah, Presence of Mind. Yeah, 2-minute cooldown basically.
And also max charge.
Yeah, so it just buffs it up. Right there you go. Boom. Ooh. Beautiful. Next up we have Glide, reduces your falling speed. You can activate this ability with the jump key while fading. This is very similar, I'm guessing, to Demon Hunter.
Yeah, I would. It's a 1.5. Okay, I would imagine they cannot glide like the Demon Hunters because that would take some away. But
it looks very similar.
Oh yeah, no, it is. It might actually be the same thing. I mean, it would make sense. I mean,
they have wings.
Between the Demon Hunters and the dragons, who would fly more?
There's another animation for it underneath. What's that?
Oh, all right.
Are they jumping off of a dragon? A dragon jumping off of a dragon when gliding? Sure.
Where the wings? Oh, it looks like this if you're in the humanoid form. I assume with wings if you're in the Dragtheer form. Okay. All right. It's basically the Demon Hunters one. It doesn't seem like you're flying further or closer, depending on the distance. Yeah, all right. That's fair. I mean, we expected as much, I guess.
It's a dragon. You expect something like this for it. Okay. Next up on the list, we have we don't have any more like animated stuff. It's basically a list of abilities. So the personals in Dragonflight, you have Obsidian Scales, reinforce your scales, increasing your armor by 200% and reducing magic damage by 20%. This is like something you use for yourself. And also big, you're getting immune to interrupt and silence effects. This is huge for PvP. Then we have Renew and Blaze. The flames of life surround you for 8 seconds, healing you over 14 seconds for 100% of the damage taken. Wow, that's big as well. I cannot help but think for a lot of these stuff to be used in PvP. But
yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Because obviously, as a healer, you're not gonna take a lot of damage a lot of the time.
But who knows, man? You have the melee Mongols. Focus the goddamn killer. Preservation Evoker dispels in Dragonflight. So Naturalize cleanses harmful effects from the target. This is basically the dispel, classic dispel, removing all magic and poison effects. Colorizing Flame, colorize an ally's wounds, removing all bleed, poison, curse, and disease effects. Wow. Also heals upon removing any effect.
1 minute cooldown though.
This is huge. I mean, you can totally see this happening as if you're gonna fight like assassination rogues and feral druid. I don't know why I'm still taking
the arena mindset, man.
Yeah.
No, but it's good. It's definitely good.
You're gonna definitely see uses. I'm pretty sure they're gonna make a lot of the content cater to these spells because
it's good to see some PvP love. Even if our content is more PvE focused, then this is looking good. And I can definitely see this in PvE as well as a tank when you get like all those bleeds and stuff. It's like, hey man, God, rise, what's that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. The interrupt is going to be called Quell. Interrupt an enemy spellcasting and prevent any spell from the Skull of Magic from being cast for 4 seconds. 40-second cooldown, 25-yard range.
On the healer spec, by the way.
Yep. So it's there. It's a class talent still, but probably going to get it. Out of combat utility, return, bring a dead party member. Okay, this is basically the resurrect mass return. Okay. Soar, muster your strength and launch into the air. Increase flight speed by 900 Whoa.
Whoa, what?
Why? Okay, but yeah, we'll see what that is about. Cooldown begins when you land. Only available while outdoors, not available in dungeons and raids. Obviously.
5 minute cooldown. Okay, so basically this is, you know, you are your own mount.
Yeah, exactly.
3 times as fast as everybody else. Once every 5 minutes. I'll take it. Fuck.
Okay, Visage is basically switching between the Dracter and Visage forms, racial ability. Discerning Eye, not yet implemented. Increase your perception by 50. Perception increases the radius of track in mining. Okay, this is for professions. Familiar Skies, you fly 20% faster on continent that you have fully explored. Okay, another racial.
Interesting.
Principles of soaring. While soaring through the air, pointing yourself toward any given direction sends you in that direction. Okay, this sounds very much on the dragon riding thing.
It's a racial ability, but we'll see exactly how it seems like they might be doing some dragon riding stuff, but into the Dractyr class as well. Just take a snippet.
This may be translated into your non-Dractyr boys, having dragons, and this kind of looks like the mechanic you would use to fly your dragon in Dragonflight, right? So you have search forward, flap forward, a short distance, gaining speed, skyward descent, flap upward, gaining height at the cost of some momentum. So yeah, overall, yes, the party raid utility looks broken as hell, but dude, I am hyper-renos for what we saw here. Animations, thematics, mechanics, pretty fresh, pretty flavorful, definitely reminiscent of the Emerald Dream, definitely reminiscent of Alexstrasza. I cannot wait to see the damage, the DPS one.
I cannot wait to. It's good that there's a lot to unpack here, and we definitely will talk about it more. Looking that this might pave the way into alpha access, though.
Yeah. So, thank you for watching. This was very short notice, very breaking news. We're super excited for it. Let us know what you think in the comments, and hopefully now we get to see a lot more in the coming days. As I think now all hell broke loose.
Jesus.
Thank you guys.
All right, see you next time. Bye.
Bye.